Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's the preview show, and we're talking Manchester United away to Chelsea. Inkawedele is the host, Inka Sport for short. Let's indeed give you the in total of what to expect as far as this game is concerned.
You have to respect the job of the other coach and stop. Then I don't like if I to speak about the situation.
So absolutely, for sure, just like Conte demanded, Jose simply have to respect the man. This is what I call obeisance. Pay obeisance to your colleague. That's, of course, one thing I must point out at this point in time. It is very crucial.
I think it's not important, the relationship between the coaches. Yeah.
All right, talking about relationship between both managers, as far as I'm concerned, it is one that must be symbiotic. Whether or not it will end in a symbiotic relationship remains to be seen. But then, one thing I must stress here is both managers, they are at daggers drawn with each other. And the game, once again, could result in one that will result in a squabble, a scuffle, once again, right in the touchline. Watch out, Jose and Antonio Conte. Of course, they always give us drama.
And I have a respect for the job. I stop and finish. Then he's an opponent, and I'm an opponent for him. And after the game, it will be the same.
Opponents, they are. Opponents, these guys would always be. Whether or not this particular game will change their perspective to each other is one I still feel really would not happen. Simply because Jose wants to win. Conte wants to win. We're really set for nothing. But then once again, fight. Expect these guys to keep fighting. Even right after this particular game, nothing will change. It will always be the same because they are indeed, well, a daggers drawn. And they will always remain opponents. As far as I'm concerned, this is what I call one that is parasitic. You feed, I feed. You just want to ensure you get yours at the end of the day. Parasitic relationship. It will always be as far as this is concerned. I can't agree less. Chelsea are in a desperate situation. Chelsea are in a tight corner. Chelsea must respond. Chelsea have lost 3 matches. Chelsea are finding life difficult. Chelsea 9 points adrift of league leaders Manchester City. Chelsea 4 points adrift of Manchester United, who are second. They simply cannot afford to lose the game. A loss would do one thing for them. They will be 7 points adrift of Manchester United. They could go 10, 12 points adrift of league leaders Manchester City. That puts them in a tight corner, in one corner, in a very precarious situation. If you ask me, this is indeed a desperate game for Chelsea. And desperate times, they say, call for desperate measure. This really is indeed one Chelsea must win if they must successfully defend the title they won last season. Oh my goodness, this brings to me a nostalgic feeling and a deja vu feeling. What am I saying? What am I talking about? He's done that twice with Manchester United. It ended in defeat. That's deja vu. With Inter Milan, he won. You can understand Jose making recourse to history. Jose making recourse to the past. He wants to do what he did right there. I remember that game was actually played on the 16th of March, 2010. Inter came calling. They were right there at the bridge. After 2-1, right, of course, at the San Siro, they won that game 1-0. A late strike from Samuel Eto'o, and Jose indeed won 3-1 on aggregate. That's one way to get yourself psyched up. That's one way to get yourself pepped up. That's one way you want to get everything possible to get in the positive frame of mind. To pick a result, I can understand Jose's feeling. And that feeling was actually erupted, and that feeling actually came to being as a result of the fact that twice he has failed with Manchester United. Whether or not he can recapture the feeling, what he got back in 2010, we will definitely get to find that out when these two guys once again trade tackle. On approach, it looks bleak and tough simply because Jose comes with an ultra defensive approach to games. On history and record, whenever he's at the bridge, it favors Chelsea. So I can understand if Jose is talking about the need for him to do everything possible to win this particular game. Indeed, it's indeed one that satisfies being nostalgic, Inter, and of course deja vu, the scare of what happened last 2 times when they met at the bridge. Chelsea coming out on top as far as this game is concerned. We're talking Chelsea, the defending champions of the Premier League. We're talking Manchester United, arguably the best and the biggest team as far as English football is concerned. Fantastic meeting, no doubt. Manchester United have a tradition. Jose indeed have something to catch up with. He needs to ensure that Manchester United do not go far less than what they were under Sir Alex Ferguson. And that I can understand is the driving force, the motive behind United anytime they step on the field to play. Against Chelsea, apparently, the defending champions want to make a statement. They don't want to allow it go. Conte is under pressure to ensure that one thing do not happen. That is the bad luck that followed Chelsea after every title defense. That is indeed one thing they want to ensure they stop this time around. And for Jose, he needs to ensure that Manchester United, being the pride of England, they call them, do everything possible to ensure they gain some respect, gain some respect, and of course gain the control they once had on English football. They have the hegemony. That is there. But then it's been missing. Will Jose be able to guide Chelsea? Will Jose be able to guide Manchester United to that point where they have a firm stronghold once again on English football and of course bring back the historic run, the smooth sailing that they had, the unassailable lead that Sir Alex Ferguson was able to establish while he was at Manchester United? This is indeed something Jose will have to ensure it gets back once to Old Trafford and of course ensure that yes, the Red Army can always have the confidence when they play right there against anybody in England, not to talk of playing against Chelsea, who are champions of the English Premier League. Well, I agree with Frank Lampard, and of course I will mirror that with a statement coming from Antonio Conte saying he was actually shocked, startled, perplexed that a Jose could stay at Chelsea, have a Victor Moses, and underestimate the Nigerian wing-back. He's got Boston pace, tremendous energy, can cover every blade of grass. He saw that and of course ensure that Victor Moses was well deployed, changed his role and is functioning effectively. That is a moment of genius, ingenuity, you want to say, coming from Antonio Conte. That indeed is one thing you just cannot underestimate or overestimate. Chelsea, really, in the absence of Victor Moses, they have struggled. And that's one thing I must clear out well concerning this particular guy. What happened? In his absence, they've deployed Zappacosta, times without number as Aspilicueta. He's not been able to get the team stabilized. The best for Aspilicueta would be to play in the back, have Victor Moses there. But because Zappacosta have not been able to do it well, Victor Moses still remains the man. And that is why, even at Moses' absence, it is still something showing they've struggled to win. Against Bournemouth, it was a team lacking the right creativity. Moses gives you that option. Against Roma, it was clear for everyone to see. In the first leg and the second leg, Chelsea struggled. Moses comes with such. Alonso is doing his work well. Moses complements it. It helps Chelsea's attacking incursions. But with Moses missing, Chelsea defensively, well, they are short simply because they don't have to push a defender who cannot give you the attacking intent, the attacking potency Chelsea will, of course, ordinarily have in the course of a game. When you attack, you subdue your opponent. At that point in time, it reduces the pressure on you. Chelsea is missing that. With Victor Moses, they attack, they subdue you. You hardly get opportunities to counter them. That is something Moses brings. So Moses' absence is really being felt at Chelsea. And of course, I can understand why. Well, just like Mourinho said, and Antonio Conte will cry. He will cry because you're talking about someone that is effective, someone he just simply feels can do it. Moses' contribution to Chelsea's title winning last season was immense, was incredible, and that is something they are missing at a time like this. Even Nigeria is doing well at the national team level as well. So who wouldn't want to have a Victor Moses when you really have a plan that you want your team to implement and interpret? Moses remains a pivotal part of Antonio Conte's system, and that is something you just have to but then agree with Frank Lampard on as far as this is concerned. Well, for me, it's pretty clear and straight. I think Chelsea will pick maximum points, 3 points against Manchester United at Stamford Bridge. History backed them up. Check it out. Last time they met twice at the bridge, it was straight wins for Chelsea, even to 0, 4-0 and 1-0 respectively. So whenever Chelsea play at Stamford Bridge, it's a fortress. Manchester United, Jose Mourinho would always come with an ultra defensive formation. Anytime he plays a big team away from home, a draw, the man seems content. And that is the reason why I feel both sides, worst case scenario, the best for United they can get in this encounter is to get a draw. While for Chelsea, they did look like a team that will win this game, or worst case scenario, put up and pick up a point at the end of 90 minutes in this particular game. So Chelsea, for me, good value to pick maximum points. All right, it's been an interesting time. Well, having to go through the nitty-gritty of what to expect as far as the game between Chelsea and Manchester United at Stamford Bridge is concerned. No doubt whether or not Stamford Bridge will fall, it's going to be on fire. It's a game between two teams who have a stake in this particular encounter. Watch out once again for the preview show.